Bienvenidos a Berlín a un viaje musical. Hoy nos van a estar acompañando 3 músicos callejeros con diferentes historias, consejos, tips y todo lo que quieras saber acerca de tocar en la calle en Berlín, de la movida artística. Así que acompañanos a esta serie de entrevistas, que hay muchísima buena música y muchas buenas historias que escuchar.
I'm Helena. I was born in Amsterdam. My full name, artist name, is Helena Fabo.
I'm born here in Berlin. My real name is Konstantin. So I like to play with words. So I was thinking Constantine could be nice.
My name's Ilsa. Ilsa and the Seahorses is my musical name. And I'm a 24-year-old singer-songwriter from Edinburgh, Scotland.
How did you start your music career?
I was always playing music, but everyone around me told me I was really bad in singing. And but I liked singing very much. And then I just told myself I just need to. I think there was something stuck within myself, and I wanted to let it out. But then after the time, I kind of could free myself, and now I'm really enjoying it and sharing it with people, and also transmit a message and myself being inspired by people I meet, and maybe the other way around also.
I don't really have a music career. I just play music on the street in Berlin. That's what I do for music. And I sometimes do a little project with friends in Amsterdam, or I start sometimes to do a little concert in Berlin. But my music career is just playing to earn a living in Berlin on the street.
I started playing violin when I was about 7 years old, and then I did that until I was about 12. And then, because at that age I really just wanted to be a rock star. So I stopped playing violin and I started learning guitar instead, and I did some keyboard and stuff like that. But I never sang. I didn't sing until I was about 20. So I was a bit late with that, but I was always doing something musical.
When was the first time you played on the streets?
I was 21, so it was in 2017.
Okay.
And I was so nervous, I remember.
And where was it?
It was in Edinburgh,
Huh.
My boyfriend at the time was a busker, and I really wanted to try it, so he went busking with him for the first time.
It was in Berlin. I played at a metro station.
And I make street music since 1 year and 1 month.
And it was terrifying, but it was also amazing at the same time. And then after that, I just got kind of obsessed. It was like I was addicted to busking for a little while.
I still picture everything. I opened the guitar case, and I heard each part of the zipper, it kind of hurt in my back. Oh shit, I'm gonna expose myself to the public right now. And because in the metro everyone is stressed, and then I sang, and it was really weird. And I got my first gig money. I counted it afterwards. I still have a picture. It was €1 coin, and then 2 20-cent coins, and some couple coins.
So I write songs in different languages. The next song is going to be in Portuguese. Any Portuguese speakers around here? Bem-vindos. Canção só pra você.
You play because you need the money, or because you like it, or both? How is it?
No, I do it because I love it, and I find it just a magnificent, magical way of earning money.
Yeah, it's definitely both.
I still love busking. Yeah, I do it because I want to, but sometimes you need money, so it's a combination. But I think there's a balance to be had. If you want money too badly, then you never get any money. I think I've got quite good now at just not even thinking about it. I just don't pay attention to the money. I just play, and whatever happens, happens.
So this is tricky sometimes, because sometimes I feel drained afterwards, and also like I expect a certain amount of money maybe because I need to pay my rent and to pay my living, because I need to practice, you know this, practice music, it's so much work. But the positive part is there's always surprises. You don't know what's going to happen, and those little things you never have dreamt of in your life just appears to be happening from one day, from one moment to another.
The nomadic life brought me in Berlin, and then I became a mother. When he was born, I thought, I want to find a job that I can do that is free, where I am my own boss, where I can choose my own times.
I quit my job. I was working in a shop. Some days I would go busking before I went to work, and I realized that I had made more money busking than I was going to make at my work. So I quit my job and decided to be a street musician, which was I wouldn't recommend it as a as a career.
In the public, no one expects anything. They're just in their small groups, and you don't have this public life really of many interactions, especially I think in Germany. And then you're outside as a street musician, and sometimes I have the feeling that there's I built a common ground for people to be in a bit larger community in this moment. Maybe it's just my imagination.
I think it's nice about art, like to try to connect people with so many different backgrounds, and they maybe listen to a song and everybody feels united.
Yeah, especially connecting people, because I write songs in different languages, and the crowd is really diverse, especially in Berlin, and it's really nice when I play a song in Portuguese. I then ask, is there any Portuguese speaker around here? And then some arms are rising in the air. And so I play for this group, and then the next song I play something in Spanish or Arabic or whatever, and then I connect to other people, and overall I've maybe connected to everyone.
Muito obrigado.
Do you think it would be possible to live just as a street musician?
Yeah.
Just pay the rent, eat, everything?
That's what I do now.
It's not easy. You can try it.
Everything is possible, yeah. Me personally, I wouldn't like to only be dependent on street music, because it's tiring, it's draining sometimes. I just want to do it once in a while, so I have to do other things also, because I want to do other things. I want to do many things at a time.
I know that feeling.
Yes. But there are street musicians living off from street music for the past 20 years, and it works for them, but they go play street music 5 days, 6 days a week, 5 hours a day, and I couldn't do this, and I don't want to do this.
I don't know, you can't rely on it because it's so unpredictable. You know, some days you go out and you could make 100 euros or something. But some days everyone walks past and you make maybe 2 euros, or it starts raining, or you're not guaranteed anything. Also, I think if you do something all the time because you have to, the enjoyment isn't there as much.
We calculated it. I kind of made a budget, and for our life with me and my boyfriend and my son, I need to earn between 1,000 and 1,200 euro a month. Where we have a low rent and we have quite a basic life and a little bit of other income. So that is between 1,000 and 1,200 euro a month, which is for me, with what I can earn, what I kind of averagely earn, is we're going on the street 3 to 4 times a week.
Sometimes I have small projects, educational projects, give lessons, songwriting workshops or guitar lessons. I also play different instruments, and I really like to share this.
For me it has to be, I need variety, so I need to do street music, and I also need to do some gigs in venues, just different kinds of performance. Also I maybe try and make money some other way, like non-music related stuff as well, just to have a bit more stability, so I'm not worrying about it.
Do you think Berlin is a good city for artists or for street performers?
Yes and no. I mean, it's a wonderful place if you want music and art and creative people, then they're everywhere. So it's cool, and you're able to find other musicians to collaborate with. But it's also terrible because if you're trying to be successful, you've got so much competition.
Here it is really quite good. I mean, in the winter it's a little bit tough. It's very kind of dark. And also the street is quite heavy.
I was born here, so I have like both sides. It's my family and old friends are here, and then at the same time I don't get bored because I can just immerse myself in different communities and experience different points of views and artistic approaches, and this is really inspiring, of course.
It can be quite difficult to get gigs and stuff. I think especially in the summer there's probably a lot of street musicians around as well, so it's just a lot of competition. I think it's probably a really tough place to be an artist.
I play in the U-Bahn stations also, and there is kind of, yeah, it's not an easy place to be. It's a tough place to be, but it's also a very beautiful, magical place to be, to see, to be part of life, and to also bring some hope and light to these places. But this winter I sometimes had moments that I felt like I need a break to recover and to resource myself, to be able to go back. It also felt sometimes that I go to the battlefield. I don't know why, but like, gotta kind of just stay positive.
But you know, it's got this whole, it's known as like this place for, it's like some kind of creative like wonderland or something. So I don't know, it's a very inspiring place as well. So if you want inspiration for your work, I'm sure you'll find plenty of that here.
I don't know if the best city, I just really enjoy it here.
But would you recommend some to a musician? Hey, just come and try, and you would
Yeah,
think
so
you're
we
shy.
can jam, and definitely like there's many opportunities.
The rain falls down.
You mentioned that one of your first experience was playing on the U-Bahn, right, on the metro. And do you need a permission actually to play there, or you can just, I don't know, take your guitar and?
Is this gonna be taped yet, or?
I don't. Yeah.
No, I'm just joking. It's of course tricky.
Okay.
Yes, you have to have a permission, yeah.
Basically, the Ordnungsamt, which is the rule enforcers, they can basically just decide. Like, you know, they just decide. It depends how they feel. Sometimes they just tell you to. Sometimes they'll walk past you maybe and won't say anything. Sometimes they'll tell you to stop. I've heard stories of them taking people's equipment and you can't get it back, or you have to go to court or something.
Yeah, you can just take your guitar and your amplifier or your instrument, whatever, and play. I think the most important thing is that you are aware, that you are very respectful to the environment. If there comes a Ordnungsamt or a police, that you are just very friendly and cheeky, play a little bit with it, right?
Okay.
But I've never had trouble.
Okay.
Maybe because I make very soft music, maybe I have luck because I'm a woman, I don't know. But I had always good
Never
chances.
had a problem.
Sometimes they just send me away and then I go.
I never had a major problem overall. Like mostly I'm like nice and the people are nice to me, and
And the police, did they
the police they did come and they told me to either turn down the volume or stop playing, and then I just need to like follow whatever they're saying. I can't do much about it. If I start to argue, then it's backfiring on me.
Generally, if you know kind of how to play respectfully and you know where to go and where to avoid, you'll be okay. And sometimes the Ordnungsamt will tell you to stop. You just have to cooperate and just apologize, act stupid, like so sorry,
Okay.
and you'll probably be okay.
We know also that there are some cities where the fines are really high, or maybe
yeah.
the police can even take your instrument.
Yeah, exactly. It's also possible here.
Yep.
Yeah, I met a few musicians. Once I was sent away by Ostkreuz, and then there was a guy, he came to me, he said, I already play street music since 15 years in Berlin, and he's really a good musician. And he said these past years it's just becoming more and more difficult, and they often took my equipment and my violin.
But of course it's sad that it's kind of, sometimes I, like as the street musician community, you feel to be treated as a criminal, even though you do like something mainly good. Of course, there are always people who don't really appreciate it, especially like the neighbors, which to some extent I can also understand. But it's just sad, I don't know, we kind of give something to the city.
If you want to play in the stations, they do have a, like, you sign up online for it, and I think you have to pay.
If you then are in the right U-Bahn, you get a Genehmigung, permission for one specific station per day. One Genehmigung per day is 10 euro, so you buy it. But you can kind of choose, you have a choice. It depends how far you are in the list, because you get it once a week. You go to the BVG at Ostbahnhof, and there you arrive around 6:30, and then the musicians
6:30 a.m.
in the morning.
That's important to know.
Then we have a lottery, who goes first, and then you pick the stations where you want to play. So you can choose once a week one of the top stations, like Steglitz, Alexanderplatz. There are a few top stations, and you can have them once a week.
I would like to know do you believe that there are certain type of music that works better to play on streets? That maybe you can get more money if you play this kind of music?
I think so, yeah. I think people really they like sort of acoustic singer-songwriters, but I think it's very much, they like a good voice. But I mean, it depends what you do, because some people, they do like really crazy looping stuff, and I think people are really impressed by it, so they maybe give you money. But I think people like singer-songwriters, I think. But I don't know, maybe they would give you more money if you were covering songs. I'm not sure.
I heard from some musicians that it would be really good. They showed me some songs that are kind of the songs that you have to play for, like, the kind of money songs,
Despacito.
For example.
I know that one.
Hallelujah.
Oh yeah.
Maybe I should one day start to learn these songs, but that also for me makes no sense, because I feel that I am in the street also with a certain reason. I'm not only there to earn money, because I can earn 1,000 or 1,200 euro in many different ways, but especially in these days, it's also very much a political act to be with the heart and with the vulnerability and very sensitivity in the street, to be in the public space with the heart. And for me, the songs that I have, they're all I have, so to say, and that's me. That's my. It's not perfect. I play not very well the guitar. I'm not the best singer in the world, but it's me. It's what I can give. It's my love, and I feel very grateful and happy to be able to give my love and my vulnerability to the street, especially to these places like Ostkreuz or stations, where people often are in a rush, or they're in a routine of every day, and to be able to just be like a little whisperer of some hope or remembrance.
Like I never covered anything, which makes it harder, I think. I just do my stuff, and I just want to keep on doing it. People like it or they don't. I think when there's like a band playing and really entertaining people, you can have a crowd. My music is more like chill, so people don't feel like entertained and stand around. I think this is like more difficult to gain a crowd. I prefer to play like for like smaller crowds, because when there's many people are around, I just fall into this. I try to like then entertain, and then I lose myself, and I lose what I actually want to do. I want to like smoothly get into the energy, and people need to get used to me and my music like for at least 3 songs. And normally passers-by wouldn't listen to a whole song even. So I like to have a spot where people can take time, so they are already relaxed.
Is there a B-side?
It's very strange. There is a very strange love-hate relationship with the situation, because you're also like, sometimes some person comes to me and says, do you already have a place to sleep for tonight? Do you need help? In a way, I don't mind that at all. I also find it interesting to have those reflections and to have these conversations and to say that I am there from free choice, and I really want to be there.
I think I've mentioned some of the downsides already, that I need to expose myself, and I'm there as a musician to entertain people in the end of the day, and they have to be feeling good. And when I don't feel good myself or fully good, then I can't express this, and sometimes I'm like forcing myself, which I shouldn't do. Sometimes a bit messy because I'm exposed. Like, people come up to me, drunk people taking the microphone. That happens, and that's annoying, but I have to live with it.
But yeah, of course, there are many moments
Super weird,
that I
right?
sit there and I think, Elena, what are you doing?
Sunburn sometimes, spending so much time in the sun. But this is like one of the minor downsides.
You're giving other people something nice. Like, sometimes you might make someone's day with something so small, just with a song. And I've received a lot of nice messages from people just telling me that I made them happy. And I think someone once described hearing me playing on the street as the most beautiful moment of their life, or something like that. So I think sometimes I forget that I'm actually having a positive effect. You know, it's easy to get frustrated sometimes if you're just not making a lot of money and you're broke all the time and you feel like you're not getting anywhere. But I think you just have to remember those people who told you those things and who sent those messages.
What was the craziest thing that happened while you were busking?
There was a woman, she was often crying and singing, and she was drinking a bottle of wine, and at some point she said, do you mind if I come and sit with you for a bit? I said, yeah, I'm very happy. And then she was just sitting with me, very relaxing, closing her eyes and dreaming or tripping. And she then said, thank you so much that I could just be with you, because I really felt kind of like home. And there I felt like then my motherhood comes a little bit, that I can be a mother for the people in the street at that moment, to just care,
There was this really weird moment. This wasn't it's not a good thing, but in Glasgow, I used to play in this alleyway, and it was maybe not the best place to play. That whole alleyway was just chaos all the time because everyone was drunk. Everyone was just drunk all the time. Anyway, this guy, there was like a homeless guy one time who, I can't remember exactly what happened, but he was basically just asking me for money for a long time. I gave him a bit of money, and each time he would just ask me for more money. And then, but it had got to the point where I was just so fed up that I was just like, whatever, do you know what? I don't care. There's the money. You know, I was just like, whatever, I don't care. And then he was not happy with it, and he was like, well, can I have some more? And I was just like, yeah, whatever. And just, he bent down to like take some money, and then this really big Glaswegian man just appeared and just like started screaming at him and just like pushed him to the ground. And then he was just like lying there lifeless on the floor, and then it was just total chaos. And then these women came along and they were like, oh my god, someone phone an ambulance. And then it was just chaotic.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's a boring story, but
No, but it's not boring. I mean, it's something that's so real because you're in the middle of the street.
For example, one time I was playing, and then the teacher from the kita from my son came, and I just was looking at myself from the outside, and I was like seeing myself as if I was begging in the street. That's how I saw myself. Was looking at myself from her eyes, but maybe she was not looking at me like that at all. But I was just like, oh my God, what must she think? That it must be so. I felt kind of super awkward. And then my boyfriend later came with my son in the break just to say hi. And my boyfriend said, why it's not a, why would you feel awkward? You do this because you love this. So she will see that.
And once I was playing in my neighborhood, I knew I'm not gonna make any money. I just thought like, oh, it could be fun to be playing at the metro station of my neighborhood. And then nobody really listened, but then this one guy, he was a homeless, kind of unpacked his things and just gave me a flyer, and I was like asking myself, what is this flyer? And then at home I like opened it, and it was in autumn, and there was like 2 autumn leaves dried in there, and it was like so heartwarming, and he took so much care of it, and yeah, it was. I put it in a frame and like put it in my room, and yeah, those kind of, yeah, that's just, that was very beautiful.
That's one thing about busking. You have to kind of sometimes deal with really strange, chaotic situations, and because you're out there in the middle of the street, and yeah, there are some crazy people out there.
It's a very strange job.
But it's so nice. I mean, we
Yeah.
love it.
Thank you.
If you need to give like a piece of advice to someone who is interested in playing, start busking, what would you say to that person?
Try it out and fall on the ground many times, and then maybe eventually you have one person appreciating your music, and then it goes on. But just do whatever you feel like, just express it, and I think that's cool about Berlin. You can just do it. Just try it.
Be yourself. Just be yourself. Just give what you have to offer, and give it with your heart and your full genuinity.
I would say for women, this might sound a bit weird, don't be too nice to people, because I mean I'm friendly to people, but when I first started busking, I was really naive, and I was really like open-hearted, kind of anyone who spoke to me, I was just like, I was so grateful that they were expressing an interest in my music, that I couldn't see that some of these people were actually, you know, they had an ulterior motive. You know, I think you're a target for people, like creepy people. Yeah, I would say just watch out, and now I can recognize these people. I think, you know, people come up to you and be like, oh, I have a record label, blah, 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 blah. You know, at the time I was really excited and I was really happy. So I would just stand there chatting to people for ages, but they would see my friendliness as an opportunity to basically just, I don't know, harass me or whatever. So, yeah, there is an art to being friendly without kind of being too open, and you have to have like a sort of barrier. You have to draw the line somewhere. My advice is just be careful, but don't be scared. That's very important. Don't be scared. Be fearless, in fact.
Thank you for this chat. Thank you for being here for this interview. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'm very honored.
Gracias por acompañarnos. Si te ha gustado, no te vayas sin dejarnos un like, un comentario y compartirlo con quien creas que pueda llegar a interesarle. Y además no te olvides que en la descripción del video te dejamos los links a la música de los artistas que participaron del mismo. Si querés más contenido de viajes y música, te invitamos a suscribirte, a apretar la campanita de notificaciones y a disfrutar de estos recomendados. Gracias, nos vemos, escuchamos en el próximo video.
Chau, chau.